Another video. Today we're going to meet a fellow nomad, Barbara, and you'll get to know her and how she ended up out here, and I think you're going to be really interested in meeting a new friend. So Barbara, tell us a little bit about yourself. How long have you been a nomad?
Next month it'll be 5 years.
5 years, that's a long time.
5 years, yeah.
And how did you end up on the road?
Well, when I retired, I was living in San Diego, and my Social Security just didn't work for that city, or even California in general. And so I had been thinking about doing this, and I had bought my motorhome right before I retired. So once I retired, I got on the road, got rid of my condo, and I've been traveling ever since.
So there was a little bit of economic necessity. I mean, you couldn't really afford to live in California.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'll never go back. It's just too expensive.
Right. The cost of land and homes and housing is
cost
just
of
really
living, everything. Yeah,
out of sight.
Yeah.
Even the cost of gas, so is outrageous. And so you had been. Any reason you chose to be living in an RV or background in it?
Yeah, no, I have no background in it. I mean, obviously I knew about them, but I thought they were just for vacations. I'd never been in one. And then I visited my daughter and son-in-law one Mother's Day, and they had just bought a pop-up. And that kind of turned on the light for me. My daughter Christy and I were talking about what I was going to do when I retired, and all of a sudden full timing came up. So I went online and I started reading blogs and I started reading forums. And it was the perfect answer because I'm a nomad. I've always been a nomad. I've always moved. I moved every 2 or 3 years, sometimes for income tax reasons or tax reasons. I had to wait 2 years, and sometimes that was hard. And so I would buy a house, get a job, be there, live in my house, and then I would start getting itchy that I wanted to move, and I would sell my house, quit my job, go to another town, and I did that for years. And so, this is just like the obvious answer for somebody like me.
Right.
I never knew there were other people like me.
Right. And that we weren't all weird.
No, because in my family I was weird.
Yeah. That's almost always true. The family, you're going to do what? Sell your house and live in an RV?
And they're all very stable.
Yeah. That's such a bizarre idea to most people.
Yeah.
But you had a lot of courage then, because you just pushed through that.
It really wasn't even courage. It was something I think I really felt I had to do. I think I really had to do it, and it answered so many questions for me, and it solved so many problems. It was perfect.
So there was a little bit of need to, but you could move to another state and live cheaper.
I could have.
There
Both
were
my
choices.
kids wanted me to live with them, and they still do. But no, this really kind of hit me. It hit me hard.
More than just economic necessity. It was happiness. This makes you happy.
Yeah, I am a loner. I love socializing. I love being with people, but then I want to go back and be by myself. If I socialize with people for weeks at a time, then usually I kind of want to go somewhere else and, be alone for a couple of weeks and do my own thing, and then I'm kind of ready to. So this afforded me, having wheels on my house afforded me that opportunity. And I can move whenever I want, wherever I want.
So tell us about your 5 years of on wheels. How has that gone? Did you stay in California? Did you drive everywhere?
When I first started, this is the rig I started with. I was really lucky that I picked the right rig the first time, which not everybody does.
And this is tell us about the rig.
It's a Forest River Sunseeker 24-foot motorhome.
Class C.
Class C, and you'll see it when we go inside, but it has everything that any house I've ever had has, or ever owned had. It has it's got the car, it's got a kitchen, full bath, living room, couch, dinette, bed. It has everything I ever used. Any other space I had in any other house or condo I had was wasted. So this is the perfect size for me. It wouldn't be for everybody, but it is for me. And so what I did in the beginning is I was in San Diego. I lived in San Diego the last time. And so I just started north, visited my son and daughter-in-law. My son lives in San Diego, so obviously I was visiting them. So I went up to Vacaville, where my daughter and son-in-law lived, visited them for one last time before I took off, and then I headed to the coast and went up the Pacific, went up 101, I guess it was the coast route, and I went up through Oregon and Washington, over to Idaho, down into Colorado.
Wyoming, Montana, then Wyoming.
Well, yeah. Well, I just kind of made that route down into Arizona. I didn't have solar yet, and I wanted solar.
So you were staying in RV parks.
I was staying in RV parks, and that was expensive. I was doing the best I could. I joined all the groups, joined Passport America and all the groups where I got a discount. But then when I got to Arizona, I had my solar panels put in, and I got a Wave 3 catalytic heater. And those are the two things that allowed me to really live like this. So now, I mean, ever since then, I do it a little different than a lot of people do. A lot of people just love to travel. And I'm not a traveler, and I'm not a sightseer. This is really my home, and all I want is to have a different backyard, a different front yard. So I don't need to travel a lot to get that. And so what I've done, really since that first trip north and then south into Arizona, is I go to New Mexico for the summers, and I buy their annual pass for their state parks. It's a 2-week minimum, or 2-week maximum in each park. And so I just move up and down to and it's free if you have the pass.
Tell, there are people that won't be familiar with that, and it's a super deal.
Yeah, it's $225 for a non-resident. If you're a resident, it's only $100. So, I mean, $100 a year, or $225 a year. So I've paid, every year I've been on the road, I've bought for $225, I've bought their annual pass. And I've driven over there. Usually I come from Arizona, and so it's very hot. So I start south and move my way north, and then usually kind of move my way south again. And then when it starts getting cold, when it starts getting, when the temperatures change and it's cool enough in Arizona, then I come to Quartzsite. And I buy their long-term visitor area pass for $80 for the season. And it lasts from September 15th through April 15th. So September is really a little too hot. I usually come in October. And there are a lot of different long-term visitor areas you can go. Some are in California, kind of right on the border of Arizona, and some are in Arizona. But there are enough that if you have itchy feet, you can still move around, and it's free. And you have free dump, free trash collection, and free water.
So you are staying in campgrounds LTVA really isn't a campground.
Yeah.
But you are staying in a developed area.
I am, yeah.
For $300 a year.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's my rent for the entire year.
Now, you don't get hookups in the New Mexico state parks. Do you pay the extra to get them?
No, the only time I did was the summer of 15, because I was thinking about getting a little park model in Arizona as a home base. I kind of wanted a home base. And so I thought I need to see if I can live in Arizona during the summer, because you can rent those out, and I mean, depending on the park that you're in, you can rent them out and get a lot of rent for them. And that can pay your costs for the rest of the year. But I thought summer you're not going to be able to rent it out. So I wanted to make sure that I could live in a park model for the summer. And so I stayed in Elephant Butte State Park in New Mexico for the summer, and I did have hookups. I needed them. But I have a dog. We both did fine. We just ran the air conditioner when we needed to.
Elephant Butte's not high enough to be comfortable?
It got pretty hot. It was in the high 90s.
Oh,
yeah, it can get into the high 90s.
That's not comfortable. Yeah. Especially in an RV.
Right. Yeah.
So and you like you said, so you stay your 2 weeks at each park and then move on.
Move on.
And so that satisfies your itch to move.
Yes.
Your itchy feet.
Yes.
As we say, and yet you can live very, very inexpensively.
Oh yeah.
Because you're not burning a lot of gas. You're only moving every 2 weeks.
Right. And I'm not moving far most of the time. Most of the time, I'm not moving far.
Right. A lot of the parks are very close together.
Yeah.
And I didn't notice. Do you have a toad?
No.
Oh,
no
so
toad.
you-
Never had a toad. Didn't want
no
one.
toad.
Still don't. No.
So you want to go into town. But you're not hooked up either.
I'm not hooked up, and it takes me, just like moving over here 2 days ago. A friend and I were driving home from doing laundry and shopping. It was 2 o'clock. And we went back to our campsite. I put everything away, drove over here. By 3 o'clock, I was all set. So
moving,
it doesn't take me long at all.
you just have a few chairs outside and a
things
few
to put
outdoor
away.
things.
Bathroom things go in the sink. Kitchen things go in the sink. I take the antenna down, walk around to make sure everything's good, and I'm gone.
Well, now a lot of people are going to say, "Well, aren't you bored out of your mind?"
I know. No, I don't think I've been bored once. Not once. I mean, I can go places. I can visit with people. I have a computer. I have a TV. I have Sirius radio. I have crossword puzzle books. I have regular books. I listen to audio books. I play games. I clean. I do everything that everybody else does.
Right.
I clean. I shop. I do laundry. I do this is a house. I do everything. If a person is easily bored, they might get bored out here, but I'm not easily bored. Whatever you did at home, you're going to do here.
Right. You have the same house. You've just taken away the 90% that you never used.
And the mortgage.
And the mortgage, yes. And all that cleaning.
And the PG&E.
Yes.
And
the electric
and the
bill.
sewer and all that. Yeah, the electric bill. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No. So it's a great life. You don't have any regrets after 5 years.
No. In fact, this summer my friend and I were doing BLM camping, free camping up and down. Our plan was up and down Arizona to find me my park model. And when we started, and I started looking, I decided I'm not ready yet. I'm not even ready to have a home base yet. So I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. I don't know for how long, but this is it. This is it for a while for me. Yeah, I have no thoughts of doing anything else.
And so your kids are close by. They come over and see you, and you go over and see them.
No, they're not really that close by, and they're both really busy. They both have their own businesses, and their spouses are busy. They would like to see me more, and I would like to see them more. But I go home once a year. I see them at least once a year. And so that's kind of, we keep in contact. And one of these days, maybe when I settle down, I'll try to find a place, a little park model by an airport, so they can fly in. But I'm not doing a lot of visiting, but it hasn't really affected my relationship with my kids. Mm-hmm. They understand. They're busy and they understand.
Right.
Yeah.
They have their own lives.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm lucky that way. Yeah.
Well, now, my girlfriend has a young granddaughter now. And so has that been an issue to you, the grandkids?
Only that my daughter would like her kids to see me more.
Right.
But you know what? When I go to visit them, they are so happy to see me. There's, it's almost, I'm not going to say it's better, but they're not used to me, so it's a big deal when Grammy comes.
Right.
You know.
Right.
And so, yeah, no, I'm hoping that won't be a regret I have in the future. But mine are still young enough that I think I may be settled down in another 5 years or so. And they're almost at the age, a couple of them are, where they could come visit me. They could fly in and visit me, stay with me for a week, and then I can put them on a plane. So they're getting old enough that we may start doing that.
Yeah.
And there's Skype, there's phone calls, there's one of my grandsons hooked me up with Instagram. So we've got that, and they all have, I think they all have phones now, and they all have email. So I can keep in contact. They can keep in contact with me.
And as they get older, they'll drift away anyway. That's just the way all kids are.
True.
So.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you. Would you mind showing us your home?
No, not at all.
Great. Let's go on inside.
Okay. That's the dog. She has 2 bad legs.
Uh-oh.
She has arthritis in one, seroma in the other. So when she can't walk really well and I want to take her on a walk, then we throw her in the stroller.
Oh, yeah, like RV Sue and crew.
So the bed is up there. That's I sleep in the over the bed cab.
You do sleep in the overhead?
Yeah, I sleep in the bunk.
Where is your ladder?
The ladder is in my son's at my son's house. Yeah, I can. With the way this is arranged, I climb up here, climb up there, and climb up there. It's really simple. I had a problem with my ladder. I didn't like it. So it's here. If I ever sell it, I'll have it. But so we have a nice little bunk up there.
And you just use over-the-air TV?
Yeah, just over the air.
And most places you go, you get a lot of channels?
Oh, yeah. Well, here I have 31, I think.
Wow, that's
31
a lot.
channels, yeah. Yeah, I don't get that everywhere. But whatever TV I really want, I can get on my computer. So we have the couch. It's a really long couch. It's a razor couch. It'll pull out. So if I want to take a nap or sleep somebody else there, I can do it.
Mm-hmm. And you enjoy driving the 24-foot? Is that good for you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's so easy to drive. So it's just like driving a truck. It's just like driving a small truck.
Like a pickup.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because when I'm driving, all I see is what's in front of me. I don't see what's in back of me. Sometimes I'm amazed when I'm sitting outside looking at it that I'm actually driving down the road with my house. But, no, I've never had a problem driving it, surprisingly.
Yeah.
But I have my nice dinette and my computer and printer. I've got a Wii Fit setup that I use when I want to. Everything I had in my condo that I used.
So you've got all the facilities.
Mm-hmm.
You just left out all the open space, and then Cody's going to eat all your dog's
Yeah.
food. Code,
you
come here.
hungry,
Code,
boy?
Code, no,
Are
you
you
can't eat their food.
hungry?
I feed you. I really do.
And then this is the little Wave 3 heater.
Uh-huh.
That's a propane heater. It uses very little propane and no electricity, so it's really efficient.
Mm-hmm. So you never use your furnace.
I do if it's super cold in the morning. If I wake up and it's in the 30s or 40s, I'll turn on the furnace until it takes a chill off.
Mm-hmm.
And then I turn this on. One of my secrets, though, for people that are having a problem being organized, the best secret that I found for storage are these kinds of boxes. I have them all over the rig.
Mm-hmm.
And they're decorative, and they hold things. So that if you don't have a lot of storage, as long as you keep track of what's where, I've got them all over the place. And most people don't notice them or they compliment me on them. And that's actually my storage secret.
What are they made out of?
They're just...
Cardboard?
Yeah, they're cardboard.
They're cardboard.
You get them at Michael's or Bell's, or a lot of the stores have them. Yeah, they have in little books. I used to have like 3 books that I put here that were different sizes. And
Oh, yeah, there's one. That's what's under your printer sitting on.
Yeah.
That's one also.
And also all my kitchen stuff in the front, in the cab there between the 2 seats.
Oh, yeah.
All my kitchen stuff that's big, like colanders and strainers and big spoons, are there. And then my little quilting tote that I had when I was quilting is below it, and that's where I keep all my tools.
Right. So things are easily accessible, right at hand.
They're right here.
But it's not cluttered looking at all.
And everything has a place,
In one of the boxes.
so I know where everything is. Yeah.
That is ingenious. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, it works out
That's
really
completely
well.
new.
And then this is I wanted a back kitchen,
Oh,
a rear
uh-huh.
kitchen. I don't know if they make these anymore, but I really wanted a rear kitchen.
I don't believe I've ever seen this.
Yeah, so I got my rear kitchen, and I'll tell you something. I love waking up in the morning, looking down at my kitchen. It's just every morning I wake up happy.
It's almost always a back bathroom or bath
And the kitchen's on the side.
bedroom. Yeah,
Yeah.
right, exactly.
Yes, yeah.
You walk in, you look at the kitchen.
Right.
That's very unusual. And do you run your generator for your microwave or just don't use it?
No, I run my generator.
Oh.
I run it for the microwave, for my coffee. I have a Keurig coffee maker, which I love, and so whenever I make coffee, I run it. And I have a little toaster oven there. And that's about it, I guess, that I run it for, except to top off my batteries if I need to. And this my son made. Look at this.
What is this?
You have
Cody,
to see
no,
this.
go on.
Come here, Cody. You have to scoot back just a minute. Scoot back just a
Eating
minute.
all our neighbor's food.
This is last Easter. I went to visit the kids for Easter, and my son built me this
Oh,
pantry.
wow.
Look at this. Is that great?
That's amazing.
We just went to a lumber yard, and he cut it, and we stained it, and is it beautiful?
It took like 3 inches out of your house, and yet look at
I
the
don't use it.
amazing organization he gets.
And I have to show you this. You have to get this on film. See this right here?
Mm-hmm.
This is my Roadrunner. That's actually a knot in the wood. Can you see it?
Oh, yeah, it's
It's
just
a
a natural
roadrunner.
roadrunner. It sure
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
That's my favorite bird.
Uh-huh. A lot of them here.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So I keep him in there with the low spices. So every time I open this, I see my Roadrunner. But it's super well built, and yeah.
And so this is the bathroom.
You can. I keep all my hats here on the door, and the bathroom again has
Good sized bathroom.
everything. Yeah.
And it's a dry bath, meaning that you just the shower stays in the shower.
the shower
water,
is the shower. Yeah.
Water stays in the shower.
Lots of room. I've got good storage. Skylight up there, fan there.
Yeah, a lot of RV bathrooms are so tiny, they're almost unpleasant.
Yeah.
And this one is not. This is nearly a home size, a
Yeah.
small home size.
Yeah, I love my bathroom. Yeah. Well, I actually love. There is nothing about this motorhome that I don't love. The only thing I miss is a bathtub.
Right.
But
That's a sacrifice
if that's
you can
the
make.
only
Yeah.
thing I miss, then and I'm getting so much. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. You would really like this. Did you buy it new?
No, I actually bought it. I bought it in 2010, and it's an 06, 2006, but it had almost no miles. I think it had The generator had like 8 hours, and the engine of the truck had, I think, 400 miles. So my only problem was it used enough? But, I mean, everything was brand new. There was no stain. There were no odors. It was absolutely perfect when I bought it.
So this is an actual freezer?
Yeah, this is the freezer, and that's the refrigerator.
Nice to have that. Nice to have a freezer.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, and mine's cold. I can keep ice cream in there. Yeah, mine is really cold. And then my closet is here, where I keep hanging things and storage things. And then I've got drawers here.
Very, very good organization. Storage.
Yeah. I have a ton of storage.
Exceptional.
All the storage up here. And
Cabinets
then
over the top, of course.
over here. I don't have a lot of storage outside, though. I don't have big storage bins outside, but I have it all inside.
Well, I can see how you can be very, very happy living here. This is a very pleasant home.
Yeah.
And it's small, but I would never think of it as deprived.
No, not at all. I don't even think of it as that small because, well, for one thing, I have high ceilings. I think my ceilings are higher. My entry door is wider than a lot. I have a lot. I mean, I can do my Wii right here. I can put my Wii Fit board right there with the TV there and do it. I think my aisles in my entry hall here might be bigger than some rigs that are bigger.
I would say so. It doesn't feel crowded at all.
No, and my windows are not coated. So I don't have the privacy that people with the darker windows have, but it brings in all the light. But then what I did was I got these curtains, so like if somebody is too close to me, I can just pull that. I can still see out, but they can't see in. And I have that on my windows. So that's kind of how I solved that problem.
And tell us again, what model is this? It's a Forest River?
It's a Forest River Sunseeker, 2006. And the truck is a 450 Ford. Yeah, it's the 450E Super Duty. So it has a lot of power. So I have no problem going up hills.
Well, this would be one I would seek out because this is a very nice design.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, I think down the road, hopefully many years, when I decide I want to sell this, if I ever do, hopefully I won't have a problem. Yeah, I think it's a real gem.
Well, Barbara, thank you so much for sharing your life with us and your home. I think people are just going to really enjoy this and envy this. You've got a great life.
Well, I know, I do.
Yeah,
I feel very fortunate.
Yeah, and you put in your time. You put in your time. You got your retirement, and you built up your pension. You bought and sold and upgraded homes, and now you've got the rest of your life to just really enjoy it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super. Well, thank you so much,
Well, thank you.
and.